Hi, I'm John Ellingson. I'm the office manager for the West Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown offices, and I help direct the environmental activities up here in North Dakota. Historic oil and gas activities, primarily in early 1960s. What were left behind were things called brine ponds. These were online pits basically where they put a lot of the debris from production. And what happened over time is the salts in this material migrated through the groundwater, making the land pretty much infertile. With over 2,500 of these pits across the state, and some of the remediation costs can be $2 to $3 million per site, the state needed to come up with an alternative plan to do this, and that was just not economically viable. That's where Terracon was called in. We won a proposal to come up with an alternative method to completing this remediation at a much more affordable price, as well as just get that land back in production as quick as possible. Terracon conducted research for over 2 years, both in the lab and out in the field with pilot studies, to come up with a technique which eliminates the need for disposal of contaminated material, reduces the cost of remediation from anywhere from 90 to 97%, and gets these lands back in production in a matter of weeks versus years which it took in the past. Terracon's combined technology approach basically takes the top 3 feet of material and we push that off the side. We take the top foot of topsoil, 2 feet of impacted subsoil, and then we install what's called a capillary break in the ground. And what that is a 6-inch layer of gravel with textile both above and below it. Once we've installed the capillary break, we put the soils back in, and what that capillary break does is stops the material from being recontaminated once it's cleaned. And we put amendments in there. We created amendments that work for different soil types. We tested 158 different amendments to come up with kind of best one for each site that we're working on. The next step is to basically water the area. We flush water through that material. The water that's collected from our system is kept in a phytoremediation cell where vegetation can naturally clean the salts out of the soil. We took our combined technology approach into the field and did a full-sized remediation this spring. We took a site that was unable to produce any crop on it for almost 70 years and planted the crop on that this spring, and it was harvested this fall. This technique really offers us the opportunity to take sites and really get them remediated in a much shorter time frame as well as at a much cheaper cost. So it's actually practical to use this method not only in North Dakota but throughout the country.